Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, towards the lower bracket finals of the Trust League of Legends tournament here at the Reality XVI. We're from Gamershub presenting you this game, also be shoutcasting the game for you. My name is Gevous, this is Kronos, and we're ready for this game between AST and 1nspire.
Yeah, we're ready for the best of three, so it's gonna be a late one today. I'm afraid so. And tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is gonna be the final matchup. So whoever wins this one is gonna have a rough night because they'll only have a couple hours of sleep, and then they have to take on Lowland Lions Ice in the finals. So
And not only that, Lowland Lions Ice will also be 1-0 up just because they did win the upper bracket finals.
Yeah, so it's going to be tough either way. And 1nspire already had their shot at defeating them, but had a couple of close matches. I feel like they did alright in the early game, and then slowly into the mid game, Little Lions took it away. So maybe if they can optimize their stretch just a little bit, perhaps they have an opportunity tomorrow if they're going to make it out here today against ASC.
And there might be that little bit of extra experience that comes out from Lowland Lions Ice.
Yeah.
I mean, four very experienced players that do know how to adapt to situations and can take that step back in order to just swing back into the game later and be more consistent in that aspect. Now, it will be the duo bottom lane helping out Kadir, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, Kadir just smote the Gromp in order to get the buff, and they will be giving, or he will be giving, the Gromp towards the duo laners. So both of the duo laners do have that camp start. Let's see who will be hitting that level 2 first. It is going to be 1nspire on this one, and now ASC will also hit that one. No level 2 cheeses coming out so far, and now my question is, where will the jungle priority be?
Well, I mean, they both started near the bottom side of the map, so I'm guessing they both end up at the top side pretty much at the same time, and looking for that one trade here already. But staying pretty equal. Gerard doing a good job keeping him away.
Just the two autos attacks though, dealing quite some damage with the Heaton style. Now also being level 3, might have a little bit of the upper hand. Let's go for the auto attack into the counter strike, and look at that damage from the counter strike too. That's a little trick you can pull off. Just get the aggro of the minions, pop your counter strike, because all these attacks of the minions will also enhance that damage of the counter strike. So your trading can actually be really efficient fighting into the minion wave of your enemy, which normally you would not like to do.
And look at that, Nidalee looking for the sneaky gank. Oh, but Shroudy, good spidey senses.
Yeah, they know, like, they want to get Morsu ahead. Javelin does land, does try to juke out of it. Can he though? No, he will not. First of all, they're going to Kadir, and Morsu just take a little bit of that turret, but that means that is indeed the first blood going to 1nspire. But now, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we do see the gank from Trunks right on top of Jitters. Atrocis will take that one with the ignite though, so it is the kill going to the support. Will not be as bad maybe because you will get that early side stone, so maybe some vision control coming out of the bot lane early, which can maybe like swim them back. Like would that vision control be really important to them, you think?
Of course, I mean, Nidalee is pretty fast around in the jungle. They want to spot her out early and in those sneaky positions as we just saw in the top lane. So Sidestone will also always be useful to counteract those little ganks that you said. Just looking mid lane there for a bit, but not getting the right angle onto Knight there. What's gonna happen there? They'll just keep on farming, and Knight looking for a cheeky trade, but build it up, so.
Oh, the dissonance dealing quite some damage. He's not even maxing it though, just still maxing that command attack first just to have a lot of cooldown on the ball, so you can replace it all across of the lane. So, but yeah, LeBlanc can be quite a squishy target, and I will be wondering if Trunks actually will go in this mid lane fairly soon just to see if they can get the LeBlanc snowballing, maybe gonna get her around the map, see if she can make plays, see if she can like actually take control over the map, but so far it's not what is happening right now. Or maybe it is finally Trunks moving in, does go for the tunnel, does get the knock up too. There is a chain, will the chain proc? Yes it will, but Death Rip is right under his turret, Igniter is ticking, but I don't think it will be enough. Potion is ticking, which will allow him to survive the Ignite, so that is one summoner burned in trade for Flash actually.
Yeah, so Ignite for Flash, pretty good trade for LeBlanc. This will allow Rexha to come back maybe later and get that kill down onto the Orianna. I mean, if they get the LeBlanc snowballing, they'll allow him to be able to push out that mid lane, and once he gets freed up, he's able to roam himself, so he will allow Trunks into ganking different lanes and setting up multiple ganks or 4-man stacks or whatever onto the different lanes more easily. So maybe they'll need this extra pressure, but Inspire have a sense that this is going to happen, so Nidalee sitting and waiting, trying to get a return gank, but Knight gets out pretty easily.
Yeah, Knight just close, accepting towards the river. Doesn't even have to use any spells. He's quite low on mana, so he wouldn't have like to go for any cheeky 2v1s there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we do see Morsu pushing in this lane, shrouding, having a little bit of issues actually, farming against Morsu, 31 to 54 CS. Also see Kadir back in this top lane again, see if they can repeat the dive. Javelin will not come out quite yet, trap is there. Shroudy though, he is stuck into rock and a hard place. There is the Javelin, Counter-Strike is coming out, will not get stunned up though, but this is a gank or a dive gone wrong. Morsu getting so low as well for Kadir, and Shroudy not going down to that top lane dive, and instead this will mean that AST gets the first dragon of this game.
I was kind of worried there, but of course Morsu still had a big chunk of his mana bar full, so yeah, Shroudy deciding wisely not to pursue the Jax, because once he gets his Counter-Strike back up, he likely will beat Aurelia. That 1v1 they had there, so ooh, that was a pretty close thing though, but they had to blow 2 flashes as well to get out safely.
Yeah, it felt really uncoordinated on the side of Inspire. Like, I'm not quite sure if they've actually planned out that top lane dive at all. I mean, the trap came out, but then the Javelin came so late, they didn't really chunk her down before the dive happened, which you normally would like to do with like Nidalee Jax dive. Just jump on him, or jump on her, I should say, and just get a quick kill like with that. We do have a pause coming in. I'm not quite sure what the issue is quite yet, which should...
Screen issues.
Apparently it is screen issues. Did they accidentally turn it off? Like, you know, that does happen. Okay, I actually see the many calls already coming in, so maybe they maybe they just randomly turned it off. Who knows? Like, that happens to me sometimes too. But then it's like, okay, I just need to press the button, you know?
I don't have that problem at all.
No, me neither, but I thought like maybe I could like give a helping hand for a reason.
I was kind of afraid you were going to make a comment about fat fingers again, because you've said that like 2 or 3 times already. I mean, come on, I know they're gamers, but not all gamers are fat.
Oh, no, that's the assumption you make right now. That's not me. That's not me right there. That's the assumption you are making. Like, don't conclude things like that I'm not saying. Come on now. You're putting me in the dark like that then. I know it's late night, but you're not gonna be going like that on me, are you?
No worries. Just a couple more games, Gevous. We're almost done.
Shroudy, not quite sure if you actually want to go for this trade. There is the stun onto Morsu though, or I mean on Shroudy and Morsu actually at the same time, but it is indeed a very clutch 2v1. Morsu not able to take that, but Kadir is there. Javelin will not go through minions, and also Super Mega Death Rocket missing Trunks with a slight bit, but Shroudy does get out alive, able to pick up a kill, so the CS deficit will not feel as hard, and maybe they can swing this back to later on. Do you see Ruby Crystal being picked up? Not that ideal. Running into lane against a Jax, normally you want to have some type of resistance, or maybe even an attack speed item just for extra sustain from the heat and style, but maybe a little bit of extra mana can never hurt, can it?
I suppose so, but yeah, it's not gonna give him any real laning stats, so hope he'll have enough stats in the phase itself and will have enough damage to be able to deal with him. But I'm guessing we're gonna see a lot more pressure down in the top lane later on. Still, there's not a whole lot of vision. Of course, these top laners having a hard time firing the goal to get vision down. One pink ward for Inspire up there in the top lane. Are they looking for a cheeky onto the red buff?
Red didn't go over the wall to the red, and now they actually know. Was that? No, that was actually not a blind binding right there. They did have vision. Death Rip though does get chained up. Just a little bit of damage from Knight right there. But we do see a possible 3 men on this mid lane. Kadir and Norb just roaming around. I mean, it is Jill's just like farming up in the bot lane anyway, just freezing. So
yeah,
maybe Norb had like an opportunity to roam by the looks of it. Like, do you think they would want to roam a lot with Norb, or?
kind of. He doesn't have his Moby boots yet. I mean, once he has them done, he can easily switch in between lanes. They do have quite a good of war control here throughout the river. But the thing is, and Morsu is a bit of a pickle. Is he going to make it out alive here?
Doesn't look like it. It only takes a bit. Blade Surge will only be up in 8 seconds. Morsu trying to juke around, but I don't think it will be enough. There is the Equilibrium Strike for the extra slow, and Damage and Shrouded takes that one happily home. 2-1-0, and again it will be a Camp Morsu show, somewhat. It's either Camp Morsu show or Morsu gets camped show. So far from what I've seen, at least in these games. Like, don't want to pull conclusions like my Coco. Sorry.
I mean, but yeah, you are correct, sir. No, but what the weird thing is though, I remember the time where it was like, okay, top line's an island, leave it alone, they'll do whatever, and we'll see what happens late game. But these last couple of games is like, okay, who's gonna get top lane first and who's gonna get it rolling? And if you're too late, okay, then we'll just gank bot lane, get that one rolling. Kinda how it's been going these couple of games, and Morgana has her Moby boost now, but it is quite difficult to land that gank onto a LeBlanc.
There goes Knight, does get the chain down as well for the double sigil proc, but have that much damage onto Death Rip. It means that Fiends and Holy Grail will take a little bit of time to get through that magic resist, so a help on the gank will not be a unnecessary luxury. However, we do see a 2-man invade on this top side. See if they can get that dive going against Shroudy. Indeed, wisely so, backing off indeed. It's like, it smells fishy here. I don't think I actually want to be under this turret, so I might as well just back off or just camp in this brush until the minions will be going to my side. But I'm actually surprised that Knight is not getting as much help from Trunks, actually, because I feel like LeBlanc could have had a lot of impact in this game.
Yeah, he is doing quite a good job on Mimone. Oh, wow, okay, Death Rip. Hold your horse at that, man. That was a bit over-eager, so...
Rip that shockwave.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of missed shockwaves already today, so it's going to be the first one. But yeah, LeBlanc, of course, she has a lot of solo kill pressure. However, I mean, Trunks got down one gank, managed to pop the flash, and that was pretty much it.
Right now, back up. Trunks actually does not get the knockup onto Norm. And look at this, actually. Morsu taking the blue buff away from AST, so maybe should have timed a little bit better. However, Kadir, though, getting the second chain. Look at all that damage that LeBlanc already does onto a squishy target like Nidalee, and it will be Kitty taking that kill, putting that into a scoreboard of 1-0 and 121 farm. So he is doing pretty well against Giles. There is Super Mega Death Rocket, will not steal the dragon. And this will be the second dragon actually going towards AST.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job so far. However, even though they are 3 kills ahead, they are about 700 gold behind of Inspire. So still not much to worry for them. However, they might not be really that aware of how the gold lead is sitting right now. Plus, it's so minimal that, oh, death rip. Okay, he didn't miss that shockwave at least, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 for him right now.
Yeah,
But
Shockwave deals quite some damage already. Again, it is not a girl. It's weird how Orion already gets so much more damage from Athene's Unholy Grill. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty silly because sometimes like I don't really feel the impact of Athene's Unholy Grill on other AP mids, but on Orion it seems to just be so big, and she already has a lot of good base damage, of course. But then Athene's Unholy Grill just adding up on that. It's weird.
yeah, and I mean the cooldown on that ultimate, she's just using it to harass. It is 63 seconds only with the Athene, so for cooldown, and just using it at its leisure to get a little bit of poke down on LeBlanc to force him out of lane. A little bit of pressure back in there. Gonna look for a run towards the top lane, but there are a lot of wards on the routes, so Gerard should well know that there's somebody coming here.
He doesn't really trust it, does he? Like, I mean, with all the focus on top lane, I wouldn't be surprised either. You just want to play it out safe, but this does mean that Morso actually gets a lot of free farm in this top lane, and now also Jill's acquired a bottom tier turret for bottom tier 1 turret for themselves. So they do fall a little bit back into the global objectives. 2-2-1, so they are up 1 against AST, and I wonder how AST will actually respond to this one. Morso having full control of this top side of the map. Actually, there's so many wards invested around here. It's about three pings if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 3 pings on this top side, and there is almost no defensive vision from AST on this top side either, so Morso has pretty much all the playground he wants.
Yeah, there's like a couple wards in the river and that's pretty much it, so a lot of opportunities to move around and play. So Kitty using that Buster Shot there to keep Morso away from him, and I'm looking for the crab, but wow, Norb. Oh, that wasn't even a full combo because the chains missed.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, okay, that's a whole leap of damage. Of course, she has picked up the needlessly large world after the blast back, so that's gonna definitely help out a lot here.
Chronomicon 2 ending up on the cooldown reduction and also flat AP, of course, so I think that Knight is in a pretty good spot at the moment. See if he can maybe go for the assassinations, get those single picks down, see if they can get any other objective out of it. Like, look at that damage already, it's insane. And I thought Orion already had a lot of damage with just Athene's and only grill.
Yeah, okay, so Shockwave to wave clear, but it's not gonna help out at all because he had the turret low already. Just not easily finishing it off with the explosive shot and a couple of auto attacks. So that's gonna equal up the turrets at 2-2 for both teams. So there's still about 1k difference in favor of Inspire here.
And now Roll of Age is being finished off on Kadir, so he's opting it into this like little bit of tankiness, but still having a lot of AP, and as well for mana, of course, cannot forget about the amount of mana Roll of Ages gives.
Yeah.
And it's on the 17-minute mark, which is not that bad, like 17-18 minutes mark. It's still fine, since it will be a scaling item, of course, because it does take a bit before it actually goes to its full power. So that's why sometimes it's not really worth getting that late. Like if you get it on like 20 minutes, it will take so long before the item will actually turn into something good that it might be too late already. But Wall of Ages still pretty good, gives a good amount of health, gives a good amount of mana, and also of course a good amount of AP. Trunks though does find people on that ward. Knight trying to go for the assassination onto Norb, does get a good amount of damage, also avoided that shockwave. Charlie does get exhausted up, but so many tools are put into him. He does go down, also Trunks so low. Not quite sure how he survived this, but he was trying to predict the base, actually.
I was gonna say Super Mega Death Rock is still available, but no vision at that side of the map, unfortunately for Fire, so gonna miss that by quite a mile. And Trunks, yeah, surviving by just an inch there. So like 50 HP left for him, and LeBlanc looking for a bit of poke again onto the Jinx here. Gonna find all too much though, and Dragon is gonna respawn in 30 seconds. Asterion are gonna get into position quickly, but look at this.
I was
Fire.
about to say, like, Baron is not that hard of a target with so many champions that have so much damage output as well.
Oh,
Sustain, like, look at how quickly it does go down. I don't think ASC expected this
They have
at
no
all.
clue. No clue at all. They might just follow him through that one ward. See them rotating to top lane. But, oh jeez, yeah, they're basing way too late, so it's gonna mean a free turret here in the top lane. Try to pressure a bit more while Rek'Sai is gonna take that third dragon though for them.
I think it's going to just be a two-man dragon. Yes, it is Trunks and Shroudy taking that. Shroudy already recalling as well, but look at that inhibitor turn already going down. And suddenly the pace of this game has gone up so hard. Knight trying to go for a bit of harass. Cannot find enough though, and the inhibitor will go down. So the first inhibitor just 21 minutes in, and Inspire just back off of this one, and they will use their shopping money to get some nice items and see if they can swing their lead back.
Excellent decision making. That Baron call was perfect. They knew Dragon was going to come off. They saw Asterion setting up for it. So decided, okay, we should have vision control. Let's just give it a go. And they got the Baron for absolutely for free. 2 turrets and an inhibitor.
They've got 4 pink wards in the top lane.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, not in the top lane, but in the top side of the map. In the top river, indeed in the top try, and also one in the enemy jungle, which just got cleared out. And this was pretty much Morsu's and Kadi's work from early on. Like Morsu, he got so much room in the top lane, and they acquired the vision control in the top side of the jungle that no one could enter their own jungle on the top side. Morsu even took one blue buff away, so you can definitely see that they have so much control on this top side. Now sieging in on the mid turret, most likely will be able to get that after this wave, because you know Baron top minions pretty tough to deal with, especially this early in the game.
Yeah, Morsu using the barrel buff as well, but he's gonna get ganked by 3 men here under the turret. Not a chance for him to get out alive. So he did go for the split push, distracted them long enough. They got another mid turret, but paying for it with his life right there.
Yes, so it will be a noble sacrifice for the team of Inspire, taking another turret in that mid lane. But what can they get more out of this Baron buff? Only remaining for about, yeah, it's almost running out already. Like, it only is there for about 3 or 4 minutes, that buff. I think it's only 3 minutes nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's really short, but it's really impactful. Like you can see, they were able to get 4 turrets out of that, just out of that one Baron.
Yeah, ridiculous. And an inhibitor, so they have some pressure, but Giles zeroed out of position.
Oh, does pop the heal, but Kitty does go down himself. Kadir was there to save the day, but look at Giles, like, he was so low after that fight, but it will be 2 red buffs on the side of Inspire. They continue to push forward in this bottom lane, see if they can get this bot lane turret.
Yeah, I mean, not even any lifesteal on Jinx there, so bit of a risky fight here, but Kitty trying to make a play, but it's not gonna stick right there, and they get another turret. So in the last like 3 minutes they took out 5 turrets already. That's an amazing chunk of gold for them. Might look for another, but Knight is having none of it. Let's try to poke Jinx off the turret here.
Baron just, or the Baron buff just expired, so Inspire will have to do without it, but like, knowing that they got so many turrets out of it, and also got an inhibitor from that Baron buff is pretty huge. Great binding onto Trunks, will not be able to follow that one up. They can go for a dive. It's still a hard team to dive. The lineup of ASD just gotta take it slow. They just need to have the long range Jinx getting chunks from that turret down, buying onto Knight. But what can ASTD do? AST do? Wow, I'm really struggling.
It's getting later. No worries. I was in a bit of a puzzle there because I heard a potion sound and indeed Death Grip activated an elixir, and was not much going on. So I'm a bit confused why he choose to drink it right there.
Fat finger. Fat fingering it.
No comments.
It's just an expression, man. It's just an expression. Come on, man. Oh, Morsu.
Okay.
Wow. Morsu got chonked out by Knight right there, but Knight does take a critical strike right in the face, so Knight still has to be careful with that. Maybe he'll be looking to finish off Zhonya's Hourglass second, because his damage is already pretty good, but
yeah,
he cannot really go for these backline dives since he's squishy himself, and I think only Zhonya's can really take that down. Yes, Skull Crab did get stolen by Kadir. Took the spear, I think he smoted it as well, so easy steal for him and also more vision control.
So you were asking me what Asterion can do this game, but as you can see they have full dragon control up till now at least, so they already have 30 buffs, and the game seems to stabilize a bit because I mean LeBlanc is getting ramped up a bit and is able to do some heavy trading onto the backline, so if they manage to keep them off long enough and get some more dragons. I'm gonna cut myself off here because Herb, sorry, is looking for the pick onto Trunks, but the speed up not gonna be enough for him to actually challenge it.
Oh god, I'm not quite sure if it will be enough. And this flash smite from Trunks, but Trunks does get binded up. Jules, Jills will actually dodge out of that Winter's Bite very, very nicely, so will not get slowed down. But Morsu now in this top lane going for the 1v1 against Rowdy. Trunks will be joining into with the Void Rush. Smite does come down for the extra slow. Can Morsu turn this around? 3 people chasing him though, and look at this in the bottom lane. It will be Spire not actually going to push for this turret. They didn't have enough time, but this is what Morsu wants to create. He wants to create a distraction for his team in order to take other objectives. That is his playstyle. That's what he wants to do. Oh boy.
Okay, so they're gonna go for the dragon, but it's 3v4 I think right now. So Irelia has her TP up as well, so they can easily contest this, and they should be able to take it.
Oh, Jills maybe a little bit too much in the front. Is forced to flash away from this. Does get healed up by Kadir. There comes this Mega Death Caller Kid. Again, will not be stealing that one. Kitty getting so low though. There's the shockwave. There's the heal though, which will save him. Knight's copy though did get a Soul Shacket, which
but Morsu's in the back line.
And indeed, Morsu in the back line went for that TP. Cannot find himself a target, but instead it will be Kadir taking that one. It's a double kill for him. Can he actually get the third one? No, he does not get the third one, but instead it will be Jill, so still for the same team, and it is a 3-for-1 in favor of Inspire.
I thought they were going to get a 3 dragon there, but just too slow.
Got taken.
Yeah.
Indeed, already got taken, but that does mean though they have another opportunity to go for Baron.
Yeah. Second one of this game already if they manage to take it, which is so early at the 28-minute mark. And no way they can contest it.
Like every game has had these early Barons for some reason. Like the leads have been in such a way, or the champions have been in such a way that they were capable of taking these early dragons, which is really weird to see. But now, like especially with his Baron buff, the split push will be stronger because Morsu he still wants to split push. Doesn't have TP up though, so he has to be a little bit more careful. The team rather has to be a little bit more careful when it comes to the small fights and the split pushing themselves that they do not get engaged on. But indeed, Morsu will want to go for the extra split push because they got the Baron buff again.
Yeah, once again, and of course this time there is an open inhibitor, so it's going to be even easier for them, I'd imagine, at least to get that down once again. And now they can pressure down onto the other lanes. You can see Orion already in the bottom lane. Gonna push back that wave, but not being able to get to the rest of the team, and Morsu getting poked down heavily here. Knight, of course, having a damage spike already. Morello, Death Gap, and another blasting one pops in there. So it's gonna hurt if she's gonna land the full combo.
Yes, neither does he have magic resist. He's just sitting on Giant's Belt for extra health and armor, just so he can dive onto Kitty, see if he can try and go for a one shot, or at least get a lot of damage down onto Kitty, so someone else can clean it up, or maybe even clean it up himself. But indeed, no magic resist. That means that he is really vulnerable to the LeBlanc from Knight. So let's see how that one will be playing out. Maybe Knight will be interested more into actually then trying to see if it can kill Morsu instead, just because he has no magic resist, and it will actually get rid of a very strong assassinating frontliner on the side of Inspire. Inhibitor did respawn in the meantime. They will try and go for it, and
Oh man,
the damage is still alright, but some of it did get blocked. Trying to go for the wave clear together with the other members of AST. They do succeed so far though by defending this inhibitor, but for how long can they actually defend this?
quite disturbing how high the heals are coming out from. He has no trouble at getting her team back up to full health, but oh, Knight looking for it again, and Nope getting away with just a bit. So it is going to be a 4v5 here if they decide to go head on, and Warrior having to back off now, so they didn't get the inhibitor. It was pretty close though, I think a couple hundred hit points. Ah, a bit more than that, about 1,000 remaining on it.
Indeed, it's also regenerating up like Inhibitor is one of the few objectives that does regenerate back on health. Also though running in with the Oriana ball. There we go. There we got the Inhibitor now. ASC a little slow in responding that one, but it is after all Inspire getting that Inhibitor for themselves, so at least the Baron made wonders by them making able to actually get that Inhibitor. Now they're looking to clear more wards, actually recall back to base, see if they can use that core and just shove these other lanes forward, because Dragon is respawning again in about 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah, so they finally have to contest it here, because of course Asterion 4 dragons already, so they're getting close to that aspect of the dragon, and they really don't want to give away that 5th buff. But I mean, the gold is still quite close. We're 32 minutes into the game, and it's a 5,000 gold lead for Fire here, but that is with a 5 turret lead, 7-2 right now, so quite obvious where most of that gold is coming from, with 2 barons as well on top of it. So still a pretty good chance for Asterion to come back into this game, and back of it. However, they are on a bit of a time limit here as the top wave is slowly pushing in. Them off early, but still 45 seconds remaining, so quite a while before the dragon spawns.
Looking for an angle, does go in, but he does get immediately chunked down. Counter-Strike will not be enough to block all of that damage, so a little bit of over-eagerness if you ask me, just dropping down by jumping into the enemy. Very questionable move by Morsu.
I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna have position for Dragon. Seems like ASC decides to push up that mid wave and then rotate back. But Fire knows this, trying to get a pick, and they got Kitty.
Dude, these block bindings are actually pretty on point. Norb actually getting some couple nice snipes on them. See if they can, but I don't know, he is getting these bindings, but these are in places where they don't have a lot of follow-up. Oh, teleport actually comes out from Shroudy. Will it be enough to stop them down? Morsu though is also teleporting in. Does he actually go for this one, or will it be the same mistake as before? He's just there waiting to see if he can go in. But look at that damage. That is 1 kill. Can they get the second? Jill's getting excited. Kitty jumping over, well, just back to safety. So it's just 1 kill they managed to pick up so far. Morsu's jump will be up, but Trunks does knock him up himself. But there is the Javelin and the Counter-Strike to pick that one up. So there's 2 kills picked up. Will they actually try to go for the finish? I mean, there are a lot of minions in the base. Nexus turret did already fall. Maybe they can get the second one. Yes, they do get the second one. Unbreakable will expire. So Atrocis will not be as tanky as he was before. Kadir dropping really low, but look at Morsu. looking for the Nexus, and he actually does get the Nexus.
Yeah, I was quite surprised. Well, like, okay, they're running through the middle lanes here. What are they gonna? Oh, wait, hold on. They got a super mean wave there already. Wow, so that was a quick finish to this game. I kind of expected it to take a little bit longer.
It was very sudden.
Ooh,
It was
yeah.
very, very sudden.
Wow, okay, so congratulations to Inspire for taking this first game off the best of 3. So, ASC has to come out big next game to be able to drag it out once again, because we went through the full best of 3 last time, so...
Well, first it didn't look that bad for them, but then... well, first it did, because they got 2 kills early, like 1 or 2 kills early on Morse, but then they turned it around. But now here in the end they still committed to fights where they shouldn't have, died for it, and now you indeed see it was Inspire able to finish this one off. So thank you guys for watching game 1. We'll be coming up with game 2. Will Inspire actually go for the 2-0 and advance to the grand final, or will it be ASD pulling it back to a 1-1 and go through a third match? We'll see you soon.